Hello and welcome to Help Yourself MA CFS. Today I'm going to be talking about movement and exercise and how it's played a real key role in my recovery. Now, I fell out of love with exercise. I used to love it, and then when I became ill I didn't fully understand what had happened inside my body and with the mitochondria and the energy production. So my expectations of what I could achieve were very high, and when I couldn't do that, when I couldn't go for that 6-mile walk, when I couldn't go to the gym for an hour or do the things that I would normally do, I became very despondent, very frustrated and angry and upset about it all. I didn't fully understand why. And of course, as the symptoms came, I felt less able to exercise, and my tolerance of exercise went really way down. So when I was in a lot of pain or very, very tired, I could hardly even move really without discomfort. So the thought of actually doing any exercise was very ridiculous at the time, I suppose. As I got a little bit better, I understood that if I did do something very briefly, like just have a gentle walk outside or have a stretch, it did really relieve the pent-up tension that was in my muscles, that was part of this discomfort. It also made me feel a little bit better. If I had a little dance about to some music in the house, it really lifted my spirits. And I knew from before that exercise has got so many good effects, and I don't really want to list all of them or go into them all, because I'm sure you can look that up or you already know. But certainly, of course, it strengthens the muscles and the bones. It helps the heart and your venous return, so it helps the cardiovascular system hugely. It really helps detoxify the body, so your lymph system that runs throughout the body relies on your movement in order to help get the waste products and the toxins out of your body. It lifts your mood, so whenever you exercise, you get a release of feel-good hormones and neurotransmitters, that get released, and they really lift you and help you feel better and brighter and lighter. It also stimulates the release of more energy, I believe, when you exercise. It's like a supply and demand thing. You have an energetic system in your body, and one of the things that I did was looked very much into energy medicine, Donna Eden's energy medicine, and I would really encourage you to look that up. And I did her daily energy routine. Now this is working with the subtle energies of your body, the chakras and the meridian system. And this is a really simple 5-minute exercise that you can do, and it helps redress the balance in your energy, release blockages and encourage the natural flow of your energy. And you can do it in bed even, so you can lie in your bed and you can do the exercises. They're just really simple movements. You don't get out of breath. They're very gentle and nourishing. So try it. If you look at Donna Eden's daily energy routine, it can be really effective, and it's helped me. There's also a lady called Prune Harris who does energy medicine, and she's adapted Donna's energy routine. She's added in a few more things, and that's really good to follow. So it affects you in lots of different ways. It also helps your brain function. So exercise, and there's lots of stuff on the internet that you can look at, but it helps increase your memory and your ability to concentrate, and certainly those things are what went with me when I was ill. So anything that helps that is a bonus. So because I knew there was a delay in my energy production and a sort of malfunction in a way, on one hand I knew I felt better when I did some movement and exercise, but on the other didn't want to overexert myself because then that would bring the symptoms on. So I started to introduce very, very gentle movement and exercise, but on a regular basis. Because what would happen also is that I would just forget, or I would be so preoccupied in my mind that I couldn't organise myself to do any exercise. So I knew I needed to get into a bit of a routine if I was to remember to do it, because I knew I always felt better afterwards. So I decided to do something every day, and that might sound horrific if your energy levels are so low that you can't manage to do much. But it's not like going for a run every day. I just started to do some stretches, and particularly the daily energy routine that I mentioned before. It's very gentle, very nourishing, and it takes 5 minutes and can be done in bed as well. So I started doing that most days when I would remember to do it. And I realised that actually immediately after I did the exercises, I felt a little bit better. And sometimes it was the only thing that helped me feel any better when I was feeling very poorly. The next thing that I did was I saw a thing on YouTube, Yoga with Adriene, and I'd been really a fan of yoga for some years. I'd hurt my back and it had really helped me recover from that. But I used to go to outside classes that were quite long, about an hour and a half, and I didn't feel up to doing that. But I saw that there was Yoga with Adriene on YouTube, and she was doing a 30-day plan. It was sort of like the beginning of the year, 30 days to yoga. And I thought that would be good. These are recordings that are just 20 or 30 minutes long, and you can do some of it and you can only do half of it if it's too much. But it was something that I could do in my own home, in my own living room. And it was easy. So I started to do that and do it every morning, or most mornings. Sometimes I didn't, but maybe five mornings out of the week. And within a few weeks I felt so much better, and even now I carry on doing that. And she's recorded quite a few of these different 30-day blocks. The one currently is called Home. My favourite one is True, but she's done a lot of different ones so that you could Google it and find something that suited you. She also does one-off ones for neck and back pain and that kind of thing, and it's all free. And that's the beauty of it. You can just use it as you like and not have any worry about the cost of it. So I do that now, and I do it first thing in the morning. And how that helps me is that I found that when everyone was getting up and getting ready for their day in the house, people were going to work and school, I'd sort of lost my role. You know, I used to be the person getting up and going to work or getting the kids ready for school, and I used to be busy. And I'd lost that, so I almost felt like I didn't have a function on a morning, and I either felt guilty for not going out, or like I needed to help them get ready, and then I would just get in the way. So I would get up and do my yoga, just out of the way somewhere. It didn't have to be silent, but that helped enormously because that gave me a reason to get up. That's what I was getting up and doing, and it also meant that people would leave me alone because I was doing my yoga, and they could see that. So it helps enormously. And the yoga not only helps with the stretching and the poses and the physical body, but it also gives you mentally some space and quiet and peace. So it's a really good all-round thing to do for yourself. I also just started walking whenever I could, just a little way, just to get out in the fresh air, to move your body, and swimming. Just once a week I'd go for a gentle swim, and it would get me out of the house, and I would see a friend. It was a little bit of social time. It was hugely supportive. So I hope that you've seen that perhaps there is a way to incorporate a little bit of movement into your day, and it really can be just as simple as getting out of bed and having a stretch. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute or an hour-long session of anything. You know, we don't need to do all that. We just need to move a little. It helps our physical body and our mental health hugely. It also helps in adapting and changing our beliefs about movement. I know certainly for me that I became very scared of moving too much. Very fearful of it. It was a bit of an enemy. I knew that when I did it, when I did too much, when I was trying to do what I used to do, it would exhaust me, and therefore I thought, well, exercise is harmful to me. Now if you start to move very, very gently and incorporate it into your day and feel the benefit, it starts to readdress those beliefs about movement and exercise, and it becomes a supportive friend rather than an enemy or something to be feared. So I hope that's been useful for you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.